Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
Well, how about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 282 of How About That Cigar Live. Thanks so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on Rumble, and I stole your touchdown call. Let me do that again. Thanks for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, thanks so much for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation.
You know what threw you off? You know what threw
the fact that I'm not wearing a hat. Brains in what little there is.
No, that's not what you. When I took my glasses off, I went from Clark Kent to Superman. That's what it was. It threw you off. You weren't used to that.
That's totally it.
I'm just saying it.
Yeah. I don't mind the
curls.
I swooned.
I like the curls. I'm envious of hair.
I was like, it's just a good, it's a decent hair day. I'm gonna go hatless. Don't always have to wear a hat on the podcast. It's all good.
Somebody asked if you were growing a mullet.
No, there's no mullet. That's not a mullet.
I'm just somebody else asked. It wasn't me.
This is not a mullet. You want to see me with a mullet? Go back and I got pictures on Facebook of me from the 80s with pretty sick.
I had a mullet for a short instant too, but mine's really curly.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look on me.
Yeah,
I think some people can pull off that look.
Kids that play hockey.
Yeah.
Kids that play hockey.
Yeah.
Speaking about hockey.
Yeah.
How are the Wild doing?
Well, not great. We slipped below the Avs in the standings. Plus, we have to play the Avs tomorrow night.
Yeah,
and it's just not. It's not looking good.
Does Justin, our producer, know anything about hockey?
I don't think so.
Justin, why don't you join us?
What's that? Is that like the game? They use brooms and stuff on that, and then little thing.
Oh yeah, that's ain't that curling?
Curling.
Oh, curling.
That's curling. But it was on ice. At least you got
close.
the ice, right?
I got the ice balls.
You got a round thing that slides on the ice.
What's the difference?
Close. You're close.
Yeah.
They have sticks, and the thing is black.
Yeah.
Both things are black. They have sticks. I can see that.
And you can play both sports while you're drinking beer.
There you go.
I think that's a man. Well, if you're in high school, it's mandatory.
Well, the high school teams know. The high school teams know.
So tonight, I am drinking some Guinness Zero. It's non-alcoholic for St. Patty's, since we're not going to be here next week.
Since we're not going to have a show next week on St. Patty's Day, we're doing an early St. Patty's Day.
Early St. Patty's. I'm in my green. He's drinking Irish whiskey.
I will be drinking Irish whiskey in a minute here. So yeah, the Wild are kind of faltering. We got to play. We already fell behind the Avs in the standings, and now we got to play them again tomorrow. Most likely, that's not going to work out too well. The Timberwolves are right in the middle of the road when it comes to the Western Conference. So
6th seed or 7th seed?
Oh no, I think we're still like reaching for the 7th seed. I don't even know if we're going to get the 7th seed. Twins are looking not great in spring training. I mean, I know it's spring training, but the Twins don't look very good. I don't think the Twins are going to be as good this year as we were last year.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Coop's baseball show that he does every year before the start of the baseball season, and the Vegas odds for over under on number of wins for the Twins this season. Guess what it is. Guess what the
I think they're 500. I think it's 500.
Oh, it's well below.
Well, underneath that, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
So for a 162 game season, the Vegas odds are 74.5. So I mean that's not well under 500, but I don't know. I think they're just going to be mediocre this year.
My Yankees ace pitcher has to have Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, I know.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Plus, you lost your, a decent relief guy to. No, he was a starter, wasn't he? No, he was. He was a relief guy. The guy that looks like you.
Yeah.
You lost him to the Mets, I believe.
Send him down to the Mexican League.
Send him down.
There can only be one. Me. And then today was free agents. We lost Sam Donald to
the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings lost
Seattle.
But the Vikings re-signed Aaron Jones.
Yep. And we lost our star safety.
Yeah, he's going to
Pittsburgh, is it?
No, it's not.
Buffalo. It's an AFC team, I thought.
I want to shoot. I don't know. If anybody knows, that defensive back from Minnesota signed with somebody else. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. And of course, let us know in the comments what you're smoking and drinking this evening.
Look at Matt. He's on it. Indy.
Oh,
baby.
Indy. Thank you, brother.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Speaking of drinking,
yes,
let's talk about this evening's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. Do you find yourself unsatisfied with the top 10 list from How About That Cigar? Are you wondering how cigars from Postania didn't make the HBTC list, but found their way onto other lists? Well, fortunately, you can be reminded every week with this Postania Cigars advertisement. Postania Cigars, the #1 unranked cigar in the industry, and the #2 ranked cigar on How About That Cigars 2024 Cigar of the Year list.
So before we talk about our drinks,
yes,
should we get Oliver in here, because he's got a different idea about whiskey?
I think we should.
Days. Let's get him in here.
I think we should. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, since we're bringing on our guest,
do the other thing.
special guests on How About That Cigar are brought to us by our friends at Drew Estate. The new Freestyle Live event pack features a unique Dominican forward expression. Today marks a new chapter for Drew Estate by introducing a silky smooth blend that places Dominican tobaccos squarely in the spotlight. This Dominican forward blend brings together Drew Estate's signature premium sweet cap and the highest grade Connecticut shade wrapper leaf. With an MSRP of $40, the new FSL pack contains 4 unbranded mystery cigars, along with an FSL torchlighter and an exclusive Freestyle Live dog tag necklace and a custom 10-count travel humidor. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, help us out, and welcome to episode 282 of How About That Cigar Live from United Cigars. Oliver Nivaud, welcome back to the show, brother.
What is going on? Welcome to Dios de Oliver. Was that a good voice? No, I didn't.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I don't do it. I don't have the reverb like you guys have. That was good.
Fantastic. We love
What's
it.
going on? Good to be back.
Good to have you.
Good to be
Welcome back, brother. So,
oh, shit, my forehead's
we
not
were
getting in
talking
that
about
picture.
libations.
Libations.
And in front of Matthew, we have. You don't like Matthew? I forgot that.
I don't care.
We have 2 Irish whiskeys.
I don't
2,
care.
because one's a little bit for this today, and one's a little bit for next week, since we're going to be gone.
Yeah, tis
And
the season.
we were talking about your libation, and you prefer tequila.
I am more tequila. Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah,
Tequila.
tequila. I
Tequila.
am. I'm on this Casa Noble kick.
Oh, nice.
It's a beautiful, no additive free tequila that I've gone through. If I could show you the empty bottles, it would be embarrassing. But from the Blanco to the Repo to the Añejo to their Marquez, it's fantastic. And then with that love, we'll get into it later. But we've actually partnered with them on some projects coming up, so it's exciting.
Oh, I love it.
Lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So since like Raul said, since we're not doing a show on St. Patty's Day, we're doing double St. Patty's Day
But
today.
for his sake, we only poured small portions.
Yeah, these are small pours. These are only 1 ounce. They look like 1 ounce pours
compared to the 3 ounces I usually get.
compared to the glass overflowing like you usually do for me, trying to get me hammered on the show. So We have 2 Irish whiskeys here. I have no idea what either one of these are. I do know that this one, as you may or may not be able to see on camera, yeah, you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
One is much this. So this is number.
More
I'm going to
light-
say this is
light
number
amber.
1.
Hmm.
And this one is really lighter in
Almost
color.
translucent.
It actually looks way darker on camera than it does in the
Yeah.
room here. This one's, I mean, barely got any color to it, which is interesting because on camera I hold them both up next to each other and they look remarkably similar. But yeah, this one,
The lighter one looks like you strained your water through a dirty shot.
yeah, or it looks like a watered down, like it had rocks in it and they melted after an hour. So little
Let's go
aroma
with the dark one.
check
first.
on this. So I don't dislike Irish whiskey. I like good whiskey. So if it's Irish whiskey and it's good, I like it. If it's bourbon and it's good, I like it. If it's Scotch and it's good, I like it. I just have not taken a lot of time to learn and drink a lot of different Irish whiskeys.
It's
So
St. Patty's next week,
so this one doesn't, I'll be honest, this one, it doesn't smell great. But here's a little
taste
taste.
it. So David Floyd wants to know if you're involved with the Russian mafia.
Russian mafia. I just saw that. That is fantastic. Why has it got to be Russian?
Well, David, if he is in the Russian mafia, you think he's going to say yes?
Yeah.
The first rule of Russian mafia is you don't talk about Russian mafia.
That's true.
It's no.
All right, so
Learned that on day one.
The flavor of this first one, the darker one, is better than the aroma, but I don't know. This one's it does have some good sweetness. There's a little bit of kind of a richness to it. I do like that this one's got some viscosity because I like texture in a whiskey. So this one's got some decent viscosity. But and it doesn't seem high proof. This one maybe seems 92 and 100, somewhere in that neighborhood. Not bad.
All right, clean your palate with this wonderful cigar we're smoking right here. See how
I have a little sip of Yingling and a couple puffs of this cigar that we're going to talk about with Oliver in just a moment here.
Yeah, look to the skies.
Like, would you guys get on?
Star. Right. Am I still in the waiting room? What's going on?
Who are you?
Love it.
All
Justin,
right,
I
so
thought
the
your screen
second
was
whiskey.
frozen. Oh, no, there he is.
The aroma, there's not a lot of aroma on this second one, and this one's a lot lighter in color.
Irish don't like to stink.
Not a lot of
fresh
aroma.
Don't you remember Irish Spring?
It's really watery. There's not a lot there. Even flavor wise, there's not a lot there. There's no viscosity to it, texture. The flavor dissipates. What little bit of flavor there is kind of dissipates right away. You know how sometimes you get, and Oliver, you can speak to this a little bit too. Sometimes you get a spirit, and it could be any kind of distilled spirit, where it almost tastes diluted, even when you're drinking it neat right out of the bottle. It almost tastes diluted, like somebody added water to it. That's what this second whiskey tastes like to me.
Unfortunately,
is that a positive or negative?
It's a negative for me. I like flavorful, kind of rich tasting spirits. I like spirits that bring a lot of flavor. If I'm drinking them neat, I'll say that. But I mean, obviously, if I'm going to mix certain spirits with into a cocktail, it doesn't really matter if they're bold and flavorful or complex or anything like that, because it's going into a cocktail. But this second Irish whiskey, there's just not much there at all.
That's a shame, because that was a more expensive bottle.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot going on there. But we'll reveal what they are later in the show.
So I want to hear more about this tequila.
Casa Noble.
You want to do tequila first?
We can do whatever Oliver wants to do.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to get my fingers cut off.
What's everybody smoking?
Yeah, Oliver's like, you guys are all over the road.
He's
Would
like,
you guys pick a side, please?
What is everybody smoking tonight?
Thank you.
Everybody wants to know in the comments.
That's a great
Let's
first
start with
question. You
that.
guys
How
have done
about
this
that?
before. Nice job.
All right,
Agnes.
yeah. Yeah. So we're smoking. I'll get it right in there. The Gold Star.
The Gold Star.
And Oliver, thank you very much for sending us a few of these to sample with you on the show. This it's not, and I'll let you speak more to it, but from what I understand, from what I know of kind of past projects and things like that, it's sort of a addition to a project that was already on the books.
Homage to the original one.
Yeah, I think so. So Gold Star, which I'm just finishing up my Red Anchor first before I get into Gold Star. But Gold Star was interesting, not only for last year's limited release, but just for the project as a whole. So Gold Star was one of those cigars in the the portfolio of David Garofalo that was in the 90s that he had kind of used, but was never in the distribution side because United Cigars started in 2009. So then when I came on in 2016, and then with after that, then FDA and all the Cigars to Meet predicate, we were looking at the names that were registered, and to me, Gold Star was one that just kind of stood out because as we were looking at everything, we had Red Anchor, but it wasn't out yet. We had Gold Star, the United Shield was there, the Firecracker I had redesigned. So I was looking for things that just kind of stood on their own. If you were looking at a cigar label or you're looking at a cigar in a humidor, not necessarily simplifying things, but really just simplifying everything. So Gold Star just stood out to me. Remembering Gold Stars as a kid, all the way up to for the fridge, all the way up to generals and military getting Gold Stars, and just everybody follows the North Star, and it's just stars, right? So I wanted to do something special in the portfolio. Really, I would say, with the reblends that we had of United, a little bit on Firecracker, Red Anchor was kind of one of the first ones that I was really kind of taking a cigar that didn't have a blend associated with it to something new, and that was also with Gold Star. So I was able to work with Weber Ventura at the William Ventura factory, and we were working on this project and working on the blend, and a conversation came up in New Hampshire in the office that there was Swim with a Mission and some Navy SEALs that were looking for a cigar that they could use at some of their events. And so it was timing that was perfect because we were working on Gold Star and they wanted a cigar to represent the Navy SEAL Gold Star families. So that blend that I was working on, which is today's Gold Star that you guys have in your hands, was kind of reworked to become the limited edition that was released last year because that just fit the timing. So the limited edition Gold Star, there were only 210 boxes that were made, boxes of 20. We donated 25 boxes back to the Navy SEAL Gold Star families, and we were able to raise over $30,000 for the families. Very humbling experience, and what a great group between the families and the retirees and the veterans and Swim with a Mission, which is a great organization. They do swims, they do tuna.
Sorry, Oliver, your
tournaments.
You're breaking up a little bit. Could you? Could you say that last part for us?
Yeah. So Swim with a Mission is kind of the the organization that puts some of these fundraisers together. So they have a swim fundraiser in the summer. They have a paintball competition. They have a tuna tournament. So they have all these different things to help raise money. So we were a part of it with that limited edition, but we came out with a limited edition before this year's Gold Star release, just because I had mentioned, just because of timing. So we didn't release the regular line last year, and that's why if you saw in the release and the announcement of Gold Star, it did rest for over 365 days, but we put 365 just because it sounded nicer, because I didn't know the exact number, but I knew it was at least a year that it had been resting, and then now we're able to release it. I wanted something that was a little fuller bodied than the limited release that came out last year. So just playing around with a little bit more of the Connecticut broadleaf and the Dominican Lieros that are inside.
Yeah, and I like so before even when you were in the waiting room, which I realized I sent you the wrong link earlier, but before we went on the air, we each took these cigars out of the cellophane, and this is just kind of my thing where I take a cigar out of the cellophane if it's in cellophane, and I smell the wrapper of the cigar, and I usually put the foot right up to my nose and get a big whiff of it. And I was like, oh man, I'm a little concerned, because I was like, oh, I smell a little bit of ammonia. But then lighting the cigar up, and I'm probably a good inch to an inch and a half into the cigar. It's smooth. There's a little bit of spice to it. Really flavorful, I think.
I get some honey or something.
Yeah, there's like some kind of sweetness, like natural aged tobacco sweetness in there too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think
there's a little, little sweetness. The cigar, and we'll see what you guys think, but I think it starts out pretty, not soft, but a lighter medium, right? There's not as much spice. The retro gives you some good, that aged spice, and then as it just transitions down, it will start to ramp up in strength. So I'm really, really happy with the way it came out, and then and just looking forward to sharing it with more and more people.
So, if I read the press release you gave us, or whatever that was, you only got these going out to about 10 shops.
Yeah, a little over 10 shops. It's about 15 right now, because we wanted to do something a little more intimate for the launch. So it shipped out to retailers. It just started landing. So it will be at a handful of retailers now. We'll have that posted up. I'll post it up on social media. But we just wanted a few retailers right now, and then the wide release will be at PCA this year in New Orleans.
Nice.
I like it.
Very nice.
Well, speaking of PCA New Orleans, not only we want to talk a little bit, about, because we know there's more than just this that you're going to be featuring at the PCA trade show in New Orleans about a month from now. But just from a logistical perspective, for a cigar company that has a pretty good sized booth, a lot of product, a lot of this and that to set up. Typically companies put stuff in storage units in Las Vegas, between trade shows, that sort of thing. What's it like for you guys logistically, moving to New Orleans for a few years and then knowing that eventually it's going to head back to Las Vegas?
Yeah, it's a challenge, like anything. There's a little added cost in there, because we have been storing that booth, and it's in a few crates, so it's not terrible. There are some manufacturers that are even larger, so everyone's got to deal with their issues. But we have to ship it from Las Vegas to New Orleans. It has to be set up and then torn down and then shipped back to Vegas. We were looking for hopefully some storage in New Orleans, but that it doesn't look like that's happening. So little hiccups now and there. Just always seems like PCA, there's always an added cost, for us. No matter what we do. So if it's electrical or just setup or anything else, there's always a little hitch. But nothing we can't get around.
So a couple years ago, you had two booths. You had the select booth, and then you had United. Are you going to have two booths this year, or is it going to all be in one? Yeah, so we will have Selected Tobacco back at PCA this year, and Nelson Alfonso of Selected Tobacco has a large footprint at PCA. He's got a 40 by 50 booth, so that'll be back at PCA, and then we're right next door. Or he's right. We're neighbors at the show, so we'll be there too with our same booth as last year, which is I say same booth, but for the footprint, it's a 20 by 30. So presence wise, between the two companies, we'll have a nice little showing at the PCA.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And it'll be good to have Nelson back, because it's hard to really capture what he has done for the industry when you're talking about packaging and display. To bring his product into our booth last year just didn't do it justice. So yeah, because we're tight enough with our portfolio, man. As you mentioned, it's a pretty extensive portfolio between cigars that we manufacture and cigars that we distribute. So it's hard to showcase everything. So to roll, especially when last year we had the Atabey Humidor that was on display. So that takes up an entire booth, on its own.
Yeah, that thing was beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you mentioned Nelson and how much he's done in the world of premium cigars, and I think there's a lot of people. What's it? Oh, Luciano.
So what's up, Luciano?
I like it.
I got, so for reference, so it doesn't get lost in translation like the penis reference with Raul on the Crux show. Yeah, Luciano. So he's laying on the couch, and Jose Dominguez has a couch in his office, and I got him a pillow one year with my face on it. So he can never forget me. So now all guests are able to lay with Oliver when they're in the Dominican.
Wow, that's fantastic. Or something.
Luciano, I'd be careful, because Dale just sent me a message last week that he was laying on the pillow too, and I got to tell you, I don't know how often that thing gets washed.
Maybe just throw a garbage bag over it.
Yeah,
spray down with some ciders.
Yeah, a little Lysol spray. COVID's over. They're fine. Where were we? What were we talking about?
We were talking about this cigar, and we were talking about the booth.
I was about to bring up.
So between the two booths.
Yeah.
Right. We were talking. So at PCA we'll have selected there. Then we'll be there, and we'll have a good sized crew there. We've been again, it's just it's humbling, and it's been a lot of work, just a lot of grind, but we've been able to add people to the team. So we just brought on another employee, another member of the United Cigar team, Ryan, that will be there at the show this year, and he's kind of helping out with some of the sales and some of the I guess some marketing collateral and things like that. So he's just been in the short time that he's been with us has been a great asset. And then of course we'll have Agnes back with us at PCA this year. She's our account liaison, so she's always touching on accounts and focus on her territory, but always working.
Nice. And Nelson, as you were talking about, that he's done a lot in the world of premium cigars, and he also, I agree with you that it's going to be good, for him to be back at the trade show, because he really is, even though, okay, maybe there's a little bit of a language barrier. I think he speaks English just fine, but he's a great conveyor of stories. He's a great storyteller, and he also sort of, it's cool to see him in real time kind of light up about the products that he works on, whether it's designing a box or designing a humidor or a blend or whatever it may be. And he conveys that so well to the people that are at the trade show. How big of a part do you feel like that plays in for any brand at a trade show?
The stories or what?
The stories and
just the personality,
the personality, the excitement level that convey to the to retailers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it plays. I mean, personally, I think it plays a big part. I'm more about building the relationships and just look, life's too short, so I like to have some fun, and if we can have some laughs in the middle of some business conversations, then let's have it. But I mean, this I think this industry was built on stories, but those stories can be short or small, because when you look at who's jumped into it as of late, there's some newcomers, and there are some long-standing brands that everyone has a story to share, but they're all a part of the cigar that they're or cigar accessory that they're putting out. So I think the story behind the brand, the family, what brought them there, it plays a huge part.
Yeah,
there's an association that's there. right? And we see it as manufacturer sales. Yeah. When when we're on the road, there are times where there's just a strong connection because you're able to find out that, somebody had a connection. Like for myself, I just came back from Colorado and, sat down with accountant. We were just talking, and there were so many tie-ins to our lives that, we wouldn't have known if we didn't have that, that story, behind ourselves.
Yeah.
So I want to jump off topic real quick. Well, it's kind of, you brought it up a little bit. How do you like hitting the road? How do you like doing events for United?
It depends on the trip. Okay. To be honest, because sometimes it fits into the schedule perfectly and everything's going well, and then sometimes it's just like, oh, it's right before PCA, like this. This launch of Gold Star that we have, went out to a few retailers. I have a few of the reps doing some events. Like we'll be at Franklin Cigar, I think in right around the 20th or 21st in Tennessee. We'll be at Ash and Anvil in Kansas and right around that time too. So Tommy Klein, who's our rep out there, will be doing a couple of events there. Then next week I'm in Chicago, Illinois, so I'll be at Schaumburg at the Byron Cigar Lounge on the 27th. That's in 2 weeks. Next week I'm at Tobacco Junction in Longview, Texas, and then the travel kind of stops. So that's right before PCA. So as everything's kind of happening, we have products coming in. We have a new display coming out for our retail partners as well. So some of those trips start to get a little stressful. So you try to give your full attention, but if for the dads out there or the moms out there, think of it as like you're bringing work home, and as much as you want to be present, sometimes that phone just pops out and you have to answer that email. But you have to be in the moment to really give your family that that time, or your friends that time. But sometimes that work just gets in the way. So some of those trips, that's how it kind of feels, to relate to those that aren't on the road. Sometimes it gets hard. Early, not terribly early mornings, because most of the retail shops open at say 10. If you can set an appointment up a little bit earlier, so you can do a little bit of work before you hit the road. And then once things shut down, you get back to the room, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. You're back on the laptop trying to play catch up a little bit. So it's, it depends on the trip, but outside of that, meeting new people, visiting new territories, finding new taco trucks. It's a beautiful world.
And most of these events you have pre-PCA are going to be pushing the Gold Star.
It's a Gold Star. No, it'll be the Gold Star release. Yeah. Nice. And some have taken it on, but we're not able to get an event right now. So like Robusto's in Michigan, they brought it on, and they've been a great partner. So we're not able to do an event right now with them. Creekside in Ohio, we're not able to do an event with them right now. The Cigar Box in Las Vegas, when we're at PCA there, that's a hot spot. We're not able to, which was my original I guess birthplace for cigars. I started with them in 98. So long history with Cigar Box, so that just felt right to give that to Jason and Michael out there. So we have quite a list. Ambassador Cigars, they have an Atabay Lounge in their Peoria, Arizona store. So they brought it on. We're not able to do an event there, so we have it sprinkled around. We're able to do a few events. We got about 7 events lined up right now.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I gotta throw this in there now, because you brought up taco trucks, and we've talked so many times.
Ooh, I'm hungry.
Yeah, we've talked so many times about tacos, but one thing I don't think we've asked you, and I'm curious about this, because there are some regions of the US, or there are some places around the world that are known for certain kinds of food, certain styles of food, so there are places in the country or in the world that you can go that you pretty much know there's going to be a lot more than average of places in that region that make absolutely killer tacos. But of all your travels, can you name a place for us that you traveled to that you're like, there's no way they're going to have good tacos, and you were super surprised by having incredible tacos in this place?
Yeah, that's a great question. I thought you were going the opposite direction of like, what's the best place? And I'm the worst with that. When people are like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite band? What's your favorite? Any type of favorite. I just can't. I can't, because it depends on the moment, the company, everything. But I'll say this last trip, I did not know that Denver, Colorado had so many taco trucks and so many great cigars. I was at Taqueria Chihuahua, just a little taco truck. Fantastic tacos. But there were taco trucks everywhere, and there a lot of not only Mexican restaurants, but more taquerias that I was very surprised by.
Yeah.
So good taco scene there. And I got to say hi to. I just saw George Brightman jump on, and just let him know he was a fan of the. He was a fan of the Red Anchor. So what's going on, GB?
Good to see you, brother. And I know so. Oliver, I know that you're certain things you're a traditionalist about, when it comes to tacos. Like I know you prefer corn tortillas. Do you prefer them doubled up?
It depends on the taco. Like a fresh, fresh tortilla. Yeah, it's one, right? Because those are already a little thicker to begin with, but you can appreciate the work behind it. Sometimes you need to double up because the tortilla is just not done right. But that's why, look, now it's become, I don't want to say my thing, but it just, it started out with the United budget. It also started out because I love street tacos to begin with, but I always equate it back to cigars, right? You can have a beautiful filler, which is like the protein that whatever meat you choose to be inside. Binder is the sauce, and then the onion, cilantro. Yeah. But sometimes you just have a wrapper that explodes on you. And that's a tortilla. So you need that double tortilla sometimes. Yeah.
But sometimes we've all been there where, especially if you're in a cold area where it's temperatures are really low and humidity's really low, a wrapper just pops sometimes on a cigar. It happens. But if it's a good cigar, the cigar's still going to taste good. And the same is true with the taco. If tortilla fails, if the flavor's there, I'm okay with it, honestly.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. And it's so simple in its presentation and ingredients. So it can be so beautiful, or it can be just terrible.
So much like when you go to these taco trucks, do you just go with the beef or the pork or the chicken, or do you try lengua, intestines, and all that other stuff?
Yeah, if it's depending on the truck. When you're going to intestines, it depends on the truck. I want to make sure everything's clean. But I've done intestines. In fact, Victor with Chogui, we were in Texas one time, and we ordered the chicharron, but it wasn't like chicharron as I don't know if with trucks, but sometimes I think it's boiled. So it was just this gelatinous, chunks inside the taco. We weren't ready for that, but it was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. So it's got to be no, I'll eat the cheek. I don't know how far down the animal I'll go, but I've been pretty far down.
Yeah,
I haven't done eyeballs.
Ooh,
I have not, and I've seen them on the menu. I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can just put in.
I don't think I could do that.
I mean, it's starting to become like a thing. I see it on social media more, like these guys washing the eyeballs and then boiling them and doing. I'm like,
no, I'm gonna go with no on that.
I'm going with yes.
I'm good.
No,
you're going with it. Have you had? I mean, can you say yes? I've tried them and they're delicious.
I've not in tacos.
I've had a lamb. I've had a lamb eyeball before, and it was terrible. It was awful.
So Puerto Ricans like el puerco, the pig, from the rooter to the tutor. No shit. We use everything in that thing.
Yeah.
I've had eyeballs, ears.
I've eaten pig snout before. It's really, really good.
Yeah, pig snout's good. Pig ears.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I haven't had the tail. Did they make the tail? I don't think I've had a pig tail. I've had the intestines. I've had the intestine.
I don't know. I tend to keep. I mean, lengua is about
The craziest you
like
get?
not. I mean, I would try. I've never tried like tripe tacos. I've never tried the
Fantastic.
the
So good.
Yeah.
but lengua. I love when lengua's done right. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
even sometimes for people it's a textural thing though for lengua.
Yeah. Well, even at that big place in Vegas, the Tacos El Gordos, they make tacos in mass amounts, but their lengua is really good. So
their lengua is good, but if you go next door, there are like 3 places that just are underrated and just not visited. But there's Tacos Al Pastor, I think. Then there's Tijuana Birria. They make very good birria tacos.
Yeah.
So it's just, if you're facing Tacos El Gordo or Gordito and you go to the right, just on the other side, there are a couple spots there, and they make great tacos.
We'll have to try that.
Only because that El Gordito can be a long line.
Yeah. There's a place here in town where we live in Minnesota, and it's not a fusion restaurant. It's actually just a Mexican restaurant, but they have a fusion dish on the menu that is crazy good, and they make birria ramen.
Ooh.
And it is fantastic.
What's the name of that place?
So good.
It is called Don Julio's. It is really, so go there and order the beer. We'll all go, and I'll get you guys birria ramen. It's crazy good.
What are we getting
it's very good.
Had
it in a couple spots.
Do you have a question? Because I have a question.
Go for it. Jump in.
So, and we're talking about Mexican tacos. We're talking about this Gold Star. Let's talk about the tequila and what's going on. How are you pairing it? And you were talking about something
project
coming on, a project coming on.
Yeah, so I done for me, like I know you guys are whiskeys and there are scotches, and that's kind of been embedded into the cigar world, right? And I don't know if it was just abusing it too much, drinking or what, or age, but then the whiskeys just started to hit a little bit different, and it was hitting the head a little bit different. And in 2007, when I was working for Fryboy in Las Vegas, they started to get into the restaurant business. They opened up tacos and tequila, and I started sampling more of the tequilas there, because I had bad experiences like everybody. I think that's why people shy away from it. But when you get a really nice tequila, it's pretty phenomenal. So I started to drink more tequilas and experimenting a little bit more, and it's amazing how many just amazing tequilas there are out there just to sip. And I came across a lady in Chicago one night, and I was introduced to her because she was just a fan of the United portfolio, the Atabey Red Anchor, when we had just released it, and a Bandolero. So we started talking, and I was a fan of Casa Noble, and it just kind of we struck up conversation and thought that it would be a great idea to kind of start sampling the cigar world with Casa Noble tequila. And we created these trays. They're round trays, so they have 4 slots for the drinks, so you can have a full flight of the Casa Noble Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, and like I said, their Marquez, which is their high end bottle. And what's nice about those tequilas, which kind of makes them a little bit different than some other tequilas, their Reposado, Añejo, and Marquez are aged in French oak barrels, which kind of ties in with the Alfonso, Byron 1850, and Atabey Black. So having a great spirit, being able to introduce people to a nice tequila, and then on that tray there's also an ashtray, so people can then have a Red Anchor, or now we'll do some with Gold Star, but just a nice slightly different event for some of our retail partners that we've been doing, and we're going to start rolling that out even more this coming year. So it's a nice bottle, sits well on the shelf. So when you see Casa Noble, just go grab some, and then grab a Red Anchor or a Gold Star or any United product and enjoy.
Nice. Well, and I appreciate the fact that their tequila is the real deal. It's natural. It's because there are too many. Yeah, and I know you've seen them. There are too many tequilas on the market now that are full of artificial colors and sugars and
sugars,
what else. And the real. It's just like, you know, rums or even honestly any kind of beverage, whether it's non-alcoholic stuff like coffee or tea, you can tell when it's quality, you know, materials that go into making it. And the same with any kind of distilled spirit or wine or beer for that matter. You know, you can tell if it's a mass produced product that's full of, you know, additives and all this and tequilas. But there's been a trend with putting all this stuff in tequilas lately, and celebrity tequilas that are full of nonsense. So I appreciate the real deal way that they're making their tequila.
Yeah. No, it makes a huge difference. And you know, there's even on this Blanco, I'm sipping the Blanco. There's no neat, no ice, nothing to dilute it. It's very smooth. There are some citrus notes, light vanilla notes. So it just pairs well. It doesn't overpower the taste buds. So that, you know, sometimes if they're overactivated and then you take a puff on the cigar, then that is just, that's too much. But this is just, fantastic tequila. And there's still everything on the tequila side for the most part is still pretty well priced. I was just looking over because while I was in Denver, I picked up a bottle of the Fortaleza, which has become more of a, I mean, it's still a good tequila, you know, don't get me wrong, but I think, yeah, right. So it's harder to come by, but I was out there and I was picking up, some Casa Noble for, for the crew over at, Cigar Dojo, and picked up a bottle, and they had this. They only allowed one bottle per person, regardless of the age, one bottle per person per day. And so that was a little upset with that, but I picked up the Añejo, and then Luna de Jalisco is a new bottle that I tried. That's really nice and still around the $40 range. Casa Noble is right around the $50 range, so they're still approachable. Tequilas in general, right?
Yeah. My one that we keep around on a pretty regular basis, and it's not even an expensive tequila. That tall, skinny blue bottle, the Coraleo.
Coraleo's, yeah.
And it's good. Not even, I mean, you're talking maybe $35 for a bottle, maybe 40, depending on what region you're in, but it's quality stuff, and it's good on its own, and it's great in just about any kind of cocktail you would want to make with tequila.
So Oliver, now you got to slow down, because you're going to start talking about all these tequilas, and all these guys that drink bourbon are going to do the same thing to tequilas that they did to bourbon, where they now
that's true. It's terrible.
Ridiculous.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I don't even like tequila. It's terrible. It gives you a headache.
Puts a little rattle.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't drink it ever.
What everybody should do after this, everybody needs to go to their liquor stores tomorrow and buy them out of all the Jose Cuervo that they have, because that's the really good stuff.
Well, in Jose Cuervo's defense, there are some, like the La Familia Reserva, fantastic, right?
Yeah,
but I got into not into tequila, but I got away from tequila because of that Jose Cuervo Mixto, which isn't real tequila. It's the Mixto, and I was a fan because of Willie Nelson was the sponsor, or the spokesperson for it. So I remember I was working in a liquor store, and there was a cutout, big life-size cutout of Willie, and yanked that one real quick.
Yeah.
So let's get to a serious question. Let's talk about this bullshit tariffs and and trade issues and
specifically as it relates to cigars.
Why do we got to stop there?
Well, we can. Oliver's our guest. Oliver can say whatever the hell he wants to, but
sure.
We want to try to keep the conversation somewhat cigar centric. Did I step on your touchdown call again?
No, you're good.
He's mad at me. I can tell.
I want to talk about it, but go ahead. Let's talk about.
We all like a happy row. Nobody likes angry.
Let's talk about the tariffs regarding cigars.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
It can. Is it?
He unplugged.
Oh, the government just unplugged you, bro.
Going to hurt us. Huh?
No, sorry.
You
and
totally,
literally at the split second you started talking, you cut out.
froze.
So I think the government stepped in and like cut the cord. No, go ahead. Sorry, brother.
Start over, please.
Well played. No, I was going to say, look, let's talk about state tobacco taxes and fighting that, because we look at the next the next shiny thing to complain about, but if retailers, and there are a lot of great retailers that work, and members in the industry that work against everything that's going on in the different states. Colorado's got a hefty tobacco tax, and we got to work locally too. And the tariffs we can't avoid, so we're gonna absorb it. We're looking at ways to cut costs the best we can. We had our first price increase in like 2 years that we were absorbing as much as we could, just to bring something fair. But yeah, it's gonna have an effect. What are we going to do? Because that goes anywhere from packaging. A lot of packaging and bans and things like that are done in China. So that's gonna play an effect. Cigars in Nicaragua, it's gonna affect that. So we have to see what plays out.
I wasn't about to step on you again.
I don't.
No, I was waiting for Raul to talk because I pissed him off a minute ago.
That was a very
that was a great answer. Oh, sorry.
According to your opinion, according to my opinion, it was very PC.
It was diplomatic.
So what's a non-PC? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna get fucked.
I mean, what can we do?
Well,
we can't do anything about it besides get screwed.
All right. So are we gonna cry that the sky is falling? Or we got to do something. We got to do something else. But we got to fight locally.
I don't have to buy a cigar for the next 5 years.
Stop. I have to stop sending you cigars.
But our viewers and listeners, they buy a lot of cigars.
Yeah, I'm worried.
And they've purchased a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone's humidors have gotten bigger. Right. So does that affect the retailer? Is it going to affect it's going to affect everybody, and there will be a little ripple, and I think once the dust settles, everyone will just go back to normal. We're definitely looking at there might be some surprises at PCA for everyone on the United side. So
nice. So that's if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to. How do you think it's going to affect the country overall? Do you think it's going to be good for us in the long run, or you think it's going to be bad for us in the long run?
Are we talking just cigars or tariffs in general?
Tariffs in general.
I think short term it can hurt. Long term it can help if it's going to drive more business to the U.S. I mean, look at our landfills, right? If you're asking seriously, everything is from a foreign country. So if we can start bringing things back here, I'm willing to see what happens. But call it a tariff, call it a tax, call it what you want. I mean, the government's going to get their money one way or another. Do listeners know that there's already the S chip out there that all manufacturers, regardless of what we're paying on a cigar, is it because this was something that I was talking about the other day with our June release of the McAuliffe Black Firecracker. Nice little
nice.
Right. So, there was, well, why is it so much? It's more expensive than the McAuliffe Black. Well, that's not McAuliffe's fault. That's not even our fault. When you're talking about a limited release, we're the only company that has such a wide collaboration, yearly collaboration with other manufacturers, trying to bring the industry to be united, to bring something to retailers that's of interest, bring something to consumers that's of interest. So this is the most exclusive cigar on the market when you really put it all together, right? We do a small run. We work with another manufacturer to bring something to market that's unique and exclusive. But I say that because that cigar that's 3.5 by 50, we still have to pay, which we average out. There's the S chip, and then by the time you're shipping everything, but it's so it was about 50 cents while we round everything up. So we're adding that 50 cents to that cigar that's 3.5 by 50, or we're adding it to like our Atabey Benditos, which is a larger 7 by 58 cigar. So you can extrapolate that over a larger cigar, but when you're talking about a smaller cigar, it plays a bigger effect. So, manufacturers have to pay that, but that's, there was grumbling before, and then we rolled it in, and it's just part of everything. We survive, we move on, we figure out other paths. But am I for tariffs? No, but I'm not for taxes either. I'm not for a lot of the things that affect us on a daily basis. But I don't know. I kind of feel like the tariffs certain tariffs could help us.
I ask you because I respect you, and we've had a conversation. I've learned things from you, and you got so much different news out there about it's. You got this side saying it's good, this side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I like to talk to people that I think are intelligent.
Yeah.
So I can get their opinion.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the short play. No, it's not good, right? Because it's going to just add more to the cost. But in the long run, could it be good? I mean, I think we're seeing some changes where, there's more money coming into manufacturing in the U.S.
Yeah,
we waste so much money.
Oh gosh,
yeah, we do.
Right?
I'm
glad my kids saw it. Yeah, everything, and nothing against China. I love China.
Yeah.
Certain things, right? Got to be careful when I say that. But when you look at the things that you have, and then you're buying, and then it lasts for a shorter amount of time, that maybe if you bought something that was well made, you paid a little bit more for. But sometimes you're looking for the short money, and that ends up getting trashed. So no, it's not. It's not good, and they get away with it. And plus, talk to the guys that have trademarks on certain products.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and so, talking about waste, did we talk about?
Yeah,
this?
We talked about that. What was the name of that? They put a yearly thing out where we're paying like $2 million for somebody's shoelace.
Oh well, there's there's tons of, but I'm speaking specifically of just like if we look at our own lives, each of us, as individual people or as individual families or whatever, we look at our own lives, and I think about because. We still have a couple, not all of our kids are still living at home, but a couple of them are. And over the years, I think about all the food that has gone in our garbage can. And, whether it's because the kids are finicky or whatever it might be. And there was a stat not long ago that, estimations are that in total, like poundage, like weight, in the United States, we throw away more food than we consume.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
It's insane. When was the last time you went to a Vegas buffet or watched any of that? The pig farms out there.
Yeah.
we throw food away constantly.
Yeah.
If a banana's not like, try getting a kid to eat a banana that just has some brown spots on it.
Oh yeah,
I know. Let's get back to cigars.
I know. Growing up, my parents, the bananas started to turn into it was a puree, right? They would mash it up, put some sugar in it, and that became like we called it banana soup. So yeah. I'm lighting up. How
there we go.
Are we okay? Yeah. There's oh my god.
Oh,
there's the gold star. There's the gold star.
Very nice.
So
how do you guys cut your cigars, by the way? I'm using an old school Zycar.
We cut our cigars with the how about that cigar Zycar.
Yes, you do.
Zycar cutter. That's how we cut them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
just
do.
Like that.
So when are those McAuliffes going to be getting shipped out, or are they out already?
Oh, the no. So the McAuliffe Black Firecracker will be shipping to retailers in June, just in time for a yearly celebration of our nation's independence. Which we refer to as the 4th of July.
Nice. That's right.
Yeah, I do smoke a lot of those firecrackers in the winter up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I got a little collection of.
That's a good winter smoke for when it's 10 degrees.
And so that's what I mean when I'm talking about the firecracker. It is one of the most exclusive and sought after, and it's one of those little things that people collect, and they want to show you that they have the original 2016 or 2000 whatever firecracker they have, they want to showcase it.
Yeah.
Right. So then, people are searching for boxes. We still have, people calling us, retailers calling, or people checking us out online and asking if they can, as the, like the Bandolero firecracker, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
good.
Well, and you
could do that one again since it is part of your.
You could do that. Yeah.
We
could.
Well, it's fun for the consumers.
It takes so long to age.
Well, yeah, but for the consumers to get to sort of guess every time, like every year, it's like, okay, what's the next firecracker going to be? What's it going to be? And it's exciting because there've been some fun surprises along the way of all the firecrackers that have come out, and it's fun for consumers to sort of play brand roulette and be like, all right, who's going to be the next the next United firecracker? So it's fun.
So here's an idea. Next year for Cinco de Mayo, you put out a Bolero one. It's fucking money.
A Bolero.
Yeah, firecracker.
Yeah.
Bandolero.
I was like Bolero.
I knew what you meant.
Bandolero.
So why Bandolero Cinco de Mayo? Why? Because it's got a Spanish name.
Yeah, it just feels like some Mexicans are chilling out.
Being French, I should come out with a French firecracker for Cinco de Mayo since the French lost.
Ooh,
that battle.
I like that.
Why not?
I like that. There's tons of possibilities there.
Here it is for your viewing audience. Here's the new that's the new Gold Star.
Like it.
Classic. I like it.
Coming out.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's a great.
There it is, folks.
It is a classic presentation, honestly.
I do. I like that.
And it's
clean, stripped down.
About black and gold. I don't know what it is about black and gold. I've always loved it.
Well, sexy. Just ask. Look at Justin. He's wearing a little black and gold.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
All the time.
I'm enjoying the cigar.
So
yeah, thank
you. For 2025. Obviously the big trade show coming up in a month, and then there's a lot of months left in the year after that happens. So I just want to make sure we cover all the bases. If there's any other projects you guys want to mention that are coming out, I know there's some that obviously you're working on tons of stuff behind the scenes at all times, so we're not going to ask you to divulge anything ahead of its time, but what's the rest of 2025 look like for United Cigars?
Sure, we'll actually divulge ahead of time.
You guys are going to have to stop by the booth and find out. We got a couple things coming out on both sides of the aisle.
Can you take pictures and send it to us? Because we won't be there this year.
Yeah, we're not going to be at the trade show this year.
What?
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What show? You guys announced that. But I thought.
Yeah, it was recently that we announced it.
Yeah,
not in the cards this year.
Yeah, no, I think I saw one where you were talking about possibly going. But anyway, yeah, we'll take. We'll have to. I'll have to send you some stuff. But yeah, on both sides, Selected and United, we have some exciting things in the pipeline that we'll be sharing here shortly.
Nice. Yeah,
and for the balance of the year, it's we'll be creative like everyone else. Because there is a larger portion of the year behind. So,
are you planning on coming up here at all?
Oh yeah, what's the state of Minnesota look like for you? And
what are you guys doing tomorrow?
I'm open. I call it shit.
No, we got to make that. We got to make that happen. I think last time, just in conversation and passing, I think you guys said you were going to buy me some baseball tickets and we were going to go to a game or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I was just making stuff up.
We're in. Come on up, Daddy. We'll go to St. Paul Saints. Best fucking.
Yeah, St. Paul Saints is awesome.
Those are the best.
Minnesota Twins Target Field is great. So, Cigars and Baseball, which is September 15th this year. It's mid-September, or like within that first 15 days of September, Cigars and Baseball, which is right at CHS Field. You'd absolutely love that event. And we know that a number of your products are on the shelf at Tobacco Grove, and we know the crew from Tobacco Grove would love to see you, and so would we. So let's make a summer trip out of it.
Yeah. Send me whatever info, we can talk about it. I would love to be a part of it, and either way, it's not for that or something else, get out there. Yeah. I'm overdue for some Juicy Lucy's.
And Juicy and some good taco spots around here. I'm not gonna lie. For Minnesota, it's just like tacos in Minnesota. No, there's some damn good tacos in Minnesota.
Frozen tacos.
Some
Frozen
tacos.
Huge.
You got that Northern Pike taco.
Yeah. The pickled herring.
Pickled herrings, yeah.
Lutefisk taco.
Ooh, walleye tacos.
Ooh, lutefisk.
Tacos actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
No, lutefisk, you can keep it.
Walleye tacos.
Walleye, yeah. I'd fry up some walleye, throw that in the taco with some shredded cabbage and some hot sauce. And damn, I'm getting hungry now. All right, I gotta stop. All right.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Tobacco Grove. Maybe we do a little meet and greet. Come up and barbecue some tacos and grand old time.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Talking our language now.
Trust me, we only have like 2-3 months here. You can come up here.
Where's Jeff? Right. Where's Jeff? Is he tuning in yet? No. It's
but
Tobacco
Tony
Grove.
might be.
Yeah, where's Tony?
Tony
Tony does a lot more traveling, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I was just up there the other day. That's a great shop.
Yeah,
I love that shop.
Ooh,
it's tough for Tony and guys on the road. Not everybody's like me, where they're on the road constantly working and able to tune in to their favorite shows. Like, how about that cigar? Like I do. But, we'll let them pass.
Nice.
I'm just saying. The Crux Epicure Habano firecracker.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds sexy to me.
Goodness.
That's all I'm saying. That sounds sexy to me.
Oh my goodness, that would be delicious.
I like it.
He's not making a response at all. With smiling or sad face or nothing.
There you go. George Brightman says make a firecracker 2-pack with the pigtails braided together and call them HBTC twins.
Wow.
I'm
not gonna lie, George. I just got a little bit of a heart flutter with that idea. That makes me happy. I like that. So is it time?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. Oh, was that
What was that?
Was that a cowbell? That was awesome.
That was me hitting the bottle just to participate.
I like it.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. All right. So the number for this week's Numero de los Muertos is, if my phone would cooperate.
6.
It's so anticlimactic because literally my phone just
I think I got to be honest. Watching the show, I think David Floyd has some of the best answers. They're not always right.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
With the guesses and
with the guesses, he's got some of the best guesses. They're not right, but
fantastic. All right, so the number this week, approximately 20,000 people die from this every year worldwide.
Worldwide. Is it on land?
Hippo attacks.
Hippo attacks. Ooh.
It could be land or water.
Okay.
Does it have anything to do with food?
Not hippos. Food it's not food related.
Okay.
Is this illness?
It could be food related, but not generally.
Come on, Oliver, take a guess here.
Is it choking?
Not choking.
What kind of choking? Food or hand?
What the?
Well, you can choke off of food, right? When you
true.
eat somebody, you can get, or you can get choked by somebody.
2 words. Therapy.
I'm going.
No, it's a joke.
She's got two therapists.
You said it could be a food.
It could be, but not generally.
Not generally. Is a liquid a food?
It's not a liquid.
It's not a liquid.
Suicide.
Not suicide.
Death by tacos.
No, it's not tacos.
Or diarrhea afterwards.
not diarrhea.
There it is. I was waiting for it.
There he is.
So is it illness?
It is an illness that does have a name, but it's caused by a particular thing, and it's the particular thing that I'm looking for.
Caused by a parasite? Is it a tapeworm?
Tapeworm, yeah.
It is a parasite, but the parasite is caused by a particular
Is it being a
thing.
Democrat?
Is it?
Malaria.
Is it a?
It's
Kiwi
not
fly?
malaria.
Is it a mosquito?
Not mosquitoes.
No. Are you guys in the same room? I mean, shouldn't you know that mosquitoes, malaria?
Whatever. I'm a knuckle dragger.
Not George Brightman says hantavirus. It's not hantavirus or hantavirus.
I don't even know what that is.
Ticks?
Fauci injection.
It is not Fauci injections, David
No,
Floyd.
but it's food. If it's food related, it's not ticks. If it's food related and there is a parasite, it's got to be something. You're ingesting. Is it pork? Is it pork related?
Not pork related.
No, so is it?
But it is related to.
Like a consumable food.
I'll give a hint.
What's the fish? Blowfish.
We did that last week.
Eggs?
Oh, son of a bitch.
So I'll say that the parasite does have a name, but the parasite is pretty much always contracted by humans from a particular creature. So I'm looking for the creature, and then after we name the creature, then I'll give you the name of the parasite.
Bats.
Not bats.
Cat fever. Cats.
Not cats.
Dogs.
Monkeys.
Not dogs. It's not a mammal.
Monkeys.
Is it insects?
It's not an insect.
He said monkeys.
Not monkeys.
Snakes.
No,
It's not a mammal.
Not a mammal. Not snakes.
Chupacabra.
No.
Chagas.
Chagas.
Is it? Does it have? Is it? But you said it's a land or sea, or land or water.
Yeah.
Animal.
Could be either.
Alligator.
Could be.
Not alligators.
Is it a reptile?
Not a reptile.
Is it some
insect?
Land. So what about crab? Like shellfish poisoning?
Nope, not shellfish.
Pylori.
Pylori.
What is pylori? I don't know
Crystal's
what that is.
so smart. Crystal is like I think she has a doctorate in just amazing.
Water chestnuts. It is not water chestnuts.
Turtle
it is
soup.
not
Good
turtle
guess,
soup.
GB. Well, it
Very,
should be. We
very
should
good
just call
guess.
it. Yeah, we should just say it is.
Is it from a fish?
No.
Bird flu.
Birds.
Not birds.
No. If it's
It's
land or water, something that you consume,
One
and
of
you
those
get the
things that goes up
parasite.
your
It is not something that goes up your urethra. No.
protozoa.
It's not protozoa. Now, I'll say that it's possible for people to contract. It's possible to contract this parasite either through eating this creature or from contact with this creature, through skin contact. But it's possible to get it either way.
From eating brains.
Not from eating brains. No, it's a particular creature that we're looking for.
Creature.
Yeah. Living organism. Living animal, living organism.
Shrimp are just dirty.
It's
dirty,
not Giardia, but
so
that's a good guess.
Mm-hmm.
So Giardia, we camp and fish a lot up in northern Minnesota, and if you drink the lake water in northern Minnesota without boiling it first, you contract Giardia, which basically gives you demonic hellscape diarrhea for like 2 straight weeks.
Who's drinking that water?
Yeah, you got to boil lake water before you drink it. It is not tapeworms.
Why not just go to your local convenience store and buy a bottle of Fiji or something? Who's drinking?
Yeah, well, if
you're up in the mountain.
If you're in the middle of absolute nowhere, that's your
true.
only.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Something you can eat or touch.
All right. So here's a big hint. In some places, this creature is considered
delicacy.
David Floyd. Before I even got the clue out, it is snails.
Oh,
it is snails. So it doesn't say specifically in the articles that I've read, and Google AI and all that good stuff. But it says while snails themselves don't directly kill people, freshwater snails are responsible for the transmission of schistosomiasis, a parasitic disease that kills up to 20,000 people annually. So schistosomiasis is contracted by freshwater snails, which are the immediate host for parasitic worms that cause schistosomiasis, mostly in Asia, Africa, and South America. These parasites, released by snails into the water, penetrate human skin when people swim, wade, or otherwise come in contact with contaminated water. So I was actually, apparently you can't get it from eating the snails, but so I got a little ahead of myself on that. But schistosomiasis can cause a range of symptoms, including abdominal pain, blood in urine or stool, and in severe cases, death. The disease infects nearly 250 million people every year, and it is one of the world's most deadly parasites.
Huh.
Yowza. Oh no, that was a different deal too. So yeah, schistosomiasis, which is
bad shit, it sounds like.
Freshwater snails.
So
wow.
Stay
All right,
away.
so not
Stay away from
land
the snails.
So the French were still safe.
Yeah. Yeah, you can still eat snails if you want to eat snails.
All right.
Winner, escargot dinner.
Go dinner.
I try. So I don't know. We'll go around the horn and ask. I one time in my life I tried escargot, and I thought it was terrible. Does anybody else? Oliver, have you tried it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, yes, like 1,000 times. So how did you have it prepared?
Garlic butter. It was at Murray's Steakhouse in downtown Minneapolis.
All right.
So it just
you didn't like
dirt to me.
Yeah. There's an earthiness. So yeah, for me, it's all about the because snails in general. Just I mean, I've never eaten one. Just cooked flat. It's rubbery. The texture is a little different. It's got that earthiness component. It's all about that garlic butter, and then dipping the bread in, and eating it all together. And it's fantastic. A little bit of parsley on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just not prepared right. But because Murray's the steaks there are fantastic, but the escargot not so much. You don't get snail. Well, my boss ordered them, so what are you gonna do? The boss orders snails. You're gonna eat the fucking snails. What? Have you eaten escargot before?
Nope.
No.
Nobody's ever done an escargot tasting event with cigars.
Oh,
that might be the new thing. Just throwing it out there. I'm not going to use it. I want to share it with the world. Maybe someone else will do it. I think they should.
You're going to kill half your people smoking cigars.
What about escargot tacos?
Oh, yeah. How about no?
Yeah, I'm going to go with no on that. I'm going to go with no on that.
Oh, that was a good one.
All right.
That's scary because that's just swimming. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me not want to go because when it's super hot and I'm up fishing by the Canadian border, I want to jump in the lake and cool off. But if I'm going to get schistosomiasis, although they said it's mostly Asia and South America,
we're good. We're good.
Yeah. It's I'll get giardia, but I won't get schistosomiasis. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos.
Love it.
Okay, it is now time to reveal this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. So yeah, again, 2 spirits this week. As it usually happens, both of the spirits have gotten a little better throughout the show. I haven't had a ton of them, but I've had probably 5 or 6 sips of both, and another little hit there. All right, the first one, it does have more body, a little more flavor. There's some sweetness to it. It almost has a little bit of a, I know I say this about a lot of spirits, but this one has a little bit of kind of a rum characteristic to it. The second one is still kind of just there's not a lot there.
So I don't think you're gonna get them either one. But you can try.
It is. This second one is improving the more I drink it. And it's, there's a little bit of sweetness to it, but there's not really a lot
to it.
It's a little simple, a little basic. It seems like they roughly seem to be in the same kind of proof range. But yeah, and because I don't really know Irish whiskeys very well, I'm not going to have a lot of brands because I only know 3 or 4 Irish whiskey brands. So guessing is going to just kind of be up in the air.
Okay, so the darker one is?
Tullamore.
The darker one is Boondocks. Well, this is not Irish whiskey.
That's what the guy said when I bought line.
It says right on it, Boondocks, Kentucky rye whiskey, bottled in bond.
Oh, I seen Boondocks, so I thought it was Irish.
All right, so
but nonetheless,
here's our non-Irish whiskey from Kentucky, USA, bottled in bond. So that's a nice rye. I was like, why does this taste like not Irish whiskey? But it's it's okay. It's got some good body to it. And this one
that is an Irish whiskey.
It is. It says right on the label, Bushmills 12-year-old single malt Irish whiskey. So that's what the second one was. And this one, yeah, it's a little simple, a little.
Jeff guessed it too.
Hey, nice. Yeah, it's a little simple. It's not bad. It's just kind of, it's not complex. It's not, and it's only 80 proof. And you guys know I like higher proof stuff. Mm-hmm. So this is 12-year-old single malt Irish whiskey aged in Oloroso sherry and bourbon casks before finishing in Marsala casks, giving this triple wood single malt whiskey its dried fruit and sherry flavors. Yeah, I didn't get any of that.
Yeah. It didn't. Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, you read the label and you're like, "Whoa, this is going to be super complex." It really wasn't, to my palate. So, and again, it's not bad.
It's a cool bottle,
but I just assume pour a shot of it into a glass of lemonade, as opposed to drink it neat. It just smells simple.
Yeah, what's cool, so when you look at those bottles and you see the woods that they talk about and how important that is, that's what I love about Nelson, Alfonso, and Selected Tobacco and what he does using the 5 different cedars, right? And that's so important in his aging process, right? The Cuban, Spanish, Mexican, Brazilian, Lebanese cedars. Like, and when you look at the spirits and the whiskeys, scotches, and wines, and you look how important that is to notate the woods that and the barrels that they're aged in. That's what makes his line so special.
I agree. And I usually get, like, if we're drinking, if you give me a Spirit of Mystery that's like finished in Caribbean rum casks or finished in sherry casks or something like that, I typically pick up on that. But it's interesting because this Bushmills one, even though it's got a lot of different casks listed on the label, it's not coming through. So I'll give it another try one of these days, but it's again, it's not bad. It's just maybe my palate's just dull. I don't know.
This one smells a lot better than that one.
Yeah, this one, it has the bourbon, the Boondocks has a lot more aroma, a lot more texture. It's got a longer finish. That's one of the things too, is I like spirits that have a long finish, and this Bushmills, it's gone almost immediately. So if you like a long finish, that one might not be for you.
Green Spot, huh?
Green Spot. Oh, all right. I got to get my Irish whiskey collection kind of juiced up a little bit.
You gotta get at least one.
All right, let's jump into the lightning round. So we have had you on the show a number of times, Oliver. So lightning round questions. We have some fresh new ones that that you haven't had before, and I don't think has Oliver.
He's had mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's a new one. So Oliver, if you were all of a sudden tomorrow morning, you were hired by Nabisco and you were put in charge of making your own new flavor of Oreo cookie, because they do, a couple times a year, they'll do some interesting. Oh, say that again for the people at home.
Tres leches.
Tres leches.
Oh, that, and I love you. You answered definitively and quickly, like this is
100%.
boom. That is,
that's the answer.
That is the Oreo that the world needs. Honestly, there have been some garbage flavors of Oreos come out in the last couple of years.
They came out with a spam one.
What? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, gross. Oh, I thought you were serious. Holy shit. Well, I will say
We'd
one.
actually like them because that's from
my kids bought some of the Coca-Cola Oreos. They were disgusting. Absolutely awful.
Really?
Post Malone Oreo?
Post Malone.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the Post Malone. What is it?
I have.
Does it taste like weed and child support? I don't.
No, it was one cookie was the dark, the one was a light one, the golden, and then the inside it was kind of like some kind of cream, almond cream like.
Oh, interesting.
Like marzipan?
Yeah, no, not that good.
No.
There you go, right there.
Carrot cake. Yeah, the carrot cake Oreos were legit.
And here's the Post Malone.
I didn't have that.
Swirled salted caramel and shortbread.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I would have probably enjoyed those.
Ethan Boss with one of 9 unique designs. I like it.
I
like the guess. No, I like the guess. He said, "What is your dessert island cigar brand, and why is it Byron?" That's good.
I like that.
Yeah, very leading. Not wrong either.
Yeah.
So, if you could have your own talk show, who would be your first guest and why? And it could be, I'm changing up a little bit. It could be alive or dead.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I bring somebody back? I'm God rest his soul, I was a big Buffett fan, and just like the, what he did, his life. Read a couple of his books. The empire that he built, the music that he brought, just the escape that he gave. The listeners and the concerts were just, for me, insane. So yeah, I'd love to sit down with Jimmy. Sit down with JB, pick his brain a little bit.
All right.
Oof, I knew I liked Floyd. He's a parrot head as well.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of parrot heads, by the way, and we were talking about tariffs, so government affairs. United Cigars, we used to sponsor the government affairs seminar at the PCA, and unfortunately, it was dead. Like there just weren't a lot of people that would attend. But for us, that was like the most important piece, right? Because you got to know what's going on so that you can stop or try to stop anything that would come about. But this year, United Cigars is sponsoring the awards night at the PCA, the Sunday night, and it's a comedy night.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be epic. So you're going to have like Rafael Nadel's up there, Perdomo's up there, the Aroas are up there, Al McAuliffe's up there, Glenn Case, Michael Herklotz. I know I'm missing some, but it's just a huge panel. So we're hosting it. I'll be hosting it at the beginning, and then we have an MC who's Tony V, who's an actual comedian that'll be doing it. So it's going to be I think that'll be a fun night.
Oh, absolutely. That's fantastic. All right, so one last lightning round question. If an alien spacecraft were to land in your front yard tomorrow, what
probe me?
Who?
Oh no, that's not. Oh, sorry.
No, that's day two.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Who would you recommend that they go and talk to? What human being on earth would you recommend that they go and talk to first?
Oh, Gary Busey.
Whoa! Wait, no, because he's already an alien.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Gary
like yes.
What a great answer.
Just to see that conversation come about.
Honestly, they'd probably speak the same language right away. They'd be like, Gary, we haven't seen you in so long. Wow.
He went off the deep end.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Notable smokables. So you've been through this before with us, Oliver. So notable smokables. We name a cigar we smoked recently that stood out to us. It could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades, or a cigar that is brand new to the market that you smoked for the first time ever. Obviously, you're smoking mostly United stuff, but have you had a chance recently to jump outside of your own portfolio? And if so, what was notable to you?
Yeah, so I bought a box of the Patina Nicaragua, which I thought was very good. A little while back, so I had traveled with that and smoked one of those recently, and then we just talked about the Crux Habano.
Oh yeah, nice.
Epicure. No, yeah. The two most recent.
Justin, what's your notable this week?
Well, since it was like 67 degrees out, I smoked a cigar with the windows down, the sunroof open today, and enjoyed a Liga Privada H99.
Oh, there you go. Which size was it? Do you remember?
The
Toro.
Yeah.
Nice. And Raul.
Mine was the collaboration between My Father's and Tatuaje.
Oh, the La Union.
And I think this is the one that Tatuaje made for My Father.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Very nice. What did you think of it?
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, was that in Puerto Rico?
I was in Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice. That's a good place to enjoy it too. My notable this week was not super old, but when you go to Vegas for trade shows or whatever, you tend to, people say, oh, let's go to Casa Fuente and sit down and have a cigar. And it's, I don't know, it's just sort of a place that people congregate. And probably, I think it was 2 trade shows ago or something like that. One of the cigars that I picked up from that trip was still in one of the shelves of my humidor. And I smoked that on Saturday.
Was that the Toro or the Lancero?
The Corona Gorda, of course. I mean, this is me we're talking about. Corona Gorda, definitely. All right, let's talk about coming attractions the next few weeks on How About That Cigar Live. So, as we mentioned already, next week is March 17th, which is St. Paddy's Day. So, How About That Cigar Live next Monday night. We want everybody to go out and enjoy St. Paddy's Day. Then on March 24th, we have none other than Bob the Cigar Guy. And if you're not familiar yet, you should go on YouTube and search Bob the Cigar Guy. He's a YouTuber that talks about cigars. He's absolutely hilarious and makes some great, funny, interesting content about the world of premium cigars. So we cannot wait to get him on the show and talk to him. And then closing out the month of March 31st, Jack Heyer from Camacho Cigars will be back on the show for a second time. So Oliver, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with everything going on with United Cigars?
They can check us out at United Cigars on most social media platforms. And United Cigar Group is our website, so that'll give you a list of all retailers, and we're updating that. So that's something that will be at PCA as well. We're updating the website and making a nice little portal for retailers to have easy access to place their orders. So that's a big step for us as well. And one thing too, at PCA you were talking about, what's coming out. Well, we have the 60th anniversary of Cameroon Wrapper coming out in a firecracker, and it's the JC Newman El Baton Cameroon firecracker that should be on display at the PCA as well. So, but yeah, at United Cigars, check us out.
Fantastic. Well, brother, Always a pleasure having you on the show. And thank you so much for giving us your Monday night and spending some time with us and our viewers and listeners. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you for keeping us on the radar. And, we try to do our best to keep you guys interested and engaged, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, brother. God bless.
All right, viewers and listeners, thank you so much for watching and listening to episode 282 of How About That Cigar Live. You are the best part of our show, and we appreciate it so much. If you would please make sure to go on all of the platforms, click on all of the beautiful buttons, the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything coming up with How About That Cigar. If you have questions for any of us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Be sure to follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You'll find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Thanks, guys. Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.